300 kids that come into town, most of them make their way here, pick up some things that they're going to need for the week. So yeah, it's a good 3 days of business for us.
Nysen says the most common item little golfers are buying is golf balls and clothes. Roughly 270 kids are signed up for the tournament. Major sponsor Titan announced last week it's ending its sponsorship after this year, putting the future of the tournament up in the air. And some dads had an eye for the sky yesterday. Hundreds of dads spent yesterday at the Experimental Aircraft Association's annual Father's Day breakfast at Quincy Regional Airport. Because of the wind and potential bad weather, not everyone was able to go up in the planes, but EAA President Andy Scatabo says this event is more than just educating people on planes.
It is a really wonderful chance for the dads and kids to get together and take a look at the airplanes, possibly get an airplane ride and enjoy the day at the airport.
Scatabo hoped to raise $1,000 and put that money toward the Air Academy and Young Eagles program. Well, WGEM News Time is 8:37. Your next updated local news comes your way at the top of the hour. Now we'll send it back over to Studio H with a look at your forecast.
Jeremy, thank you.
Thank you.
Top of the honor to you, too.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the forecast from the Star Track Weather Center. It is calling for sunshine this morning, maybe a few clouds this afternoon. There's an isolated chance of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures upper 80s we go. A few spots may even see near 90.
All right, here.
And wind should be generally
June 16th, 2014.
Then for tonight, look for temperatures upper 60s to around 70. And then for tomorrow, much of the same. The best chance of rain, according to meteorologist Whitney Williams, comes into play late Wednesday into Wednesday night, maybe into early Thursday morning. Highs that'll be 90 with lows in the low, maybe mid-70s. With an isolated chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Awfully warm and humid start to the day. We're already in the low and mid-70s with humidity. It's already in the low and mid-80s this morning, making it feel more like upper 70s this morning. Going to the high upper 80s and here tonight. That's the latest on the Star Track Weather Center. 8:39 is the time. In just a moment, we'll talk about remarkable fall. Professional Christensen coming up next.
When you want to make a call, watch your favorite TV show, or surf the web, that's Adams. We're the better way to connect. Because we're affordable, reliable, responsive, and we're local, we've been part of your community for the last 60 years. So find out what we can do for your home or your business. There's a smarter, better way to make a call. Watch TV, surf the web, and that's Adams. A better way to connect.
Are you in the mood for some authentic Italian dining? At Tiramisu every meal is an event to remember. Sharing with friends, family, or colleagues. Whether it's your rehearsal dinner, business meeting, or family reunion, Tiramisu's the perfect choice. Join me on Facebook to check out new dishes and specials, including gluten-free pasta and pizza with any sauce or topping.
Tiramisu, Tiramisu restaurant for fine dining and enjoy their furniture. Both locally owned family businesses at 3rd and Main in Quincy.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. We are all companies that seek to control risk and prevent losses in order to remain financially strong, no matter what storm might go through. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well through every tough challenge and every great opportunity. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
Live from Studio H. This is News Talk Live.
It's 8:41 here at News Talk Live, and it's time for remarkable professional Mark Christensen, who joins us in the studio. Mark, always a pleasure to see you again.
Good morning. I'm good morning. I've already been out getting golf lesson already this morning.
Did you really? Well, the sun rises a lot earlier.
It does. It's beautiful out okay, this one.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, and something's in our eyes a little bit, but we had a pretty good time out there.
There you go. That's what it's all about. Hey, we got a bunch of little folks that are going to be converging on the region here very soon.
The Pepsi Titan will be. See, I've been in Quincy for 21 years now, I think. 21 years. So this will be, although I conducted the first 13, first 13 years, I feel like it's kind of a part of it. We got several students that are going to be playing in the event. And they're some of my best students. The kids that can play very, very well. It's a kind of an elite field that comes together for the Pepsi Titan people each year. And it's a lot of fun. It's great competition in your hometown. And if you're a really, really good player, or think you're a really, really good player, it's a really good event for the playing. It's good competition on golf courses that they know, and there's quite a few area kids that'll be playing in it, and always look forward to it every year.
Now, a lot of families around the country, around the world, invest a lot of time and a lot of money into getting their kids involved in a good golf career. And they come here to Quincy to do that this week as well. But is the tournament this week?
The tournament is starting. They have a practice round that starts today. Actually, they started the parent-child tournament was yesterday, and the tournament practice rounds are today, and then the actual competition is Tuesday and Wednesday. So, there was an article in the paper this last weekend, and Nan was looking for more sponsorship because apparently Titan Wheel is going to be ending their sponsorship of the event this year, which is a business decision that goes along with everything that goes into running a big company here. So I know that their participation was very much appreciated for the last few years, but apparently that they're not going to do it anymore, and that's fine. And hopefully that there'll be somebody that can step up and pick up some of the sponsorship. It's an expensive tournament for the local kids to play in. I believe that the entry fee is about $195. And I think that's probably the biggest reason that there aren't hordes of junior golfers from Quincy playing in the event. Not necessarily at the youngest age levels, but people come to me and they ask me all the time, what's the best time to start my kids playing golf? All right, and that's a parental decision. Parents are the very, very first teachers of kids, and basically our model for education in the country is that until you're 5 years old, okay, essentially you are with your mom and dad the whole time. That's who your first teacher is, and your parents are always going to be your best teachers. So it's one-on-one for the first 5 years of your life, essentially. And then then when they go into grade school, they're put into very, very small classrooms. And there's usually a teacher, and there's probably a teacher's aide in there with them. So you still have a very, very small student-to-teacher ratio going. So if you've got time, if you've got the inclination, if you want your kids to play golf, okay, the best thing to do is take them out to the golf course. Okay, if they want to give a golf lesson, send them to a golf professional. Right, once in a while. Okay, when they're very, very young. When they get old enough where they can really, really have a long-term view of what's going on as far as their golf swing is concerned, then they can take more golf lessons. Okay, but it's not vitally important that 5-year-olds have a lot of golf lessons. It's vitally important that 5-year-olds have a lot of fun. Okay, because fun is a child's work. So we want. I've given some golf lessons this summer to some very, very young kids, and we whoop and we holler and we have all kinds of fun while we're doing it. Okay, and I'm reminded of when my daughter was very, very young and we were reading to her, And we'd sit there and I'd read the same book over and over and over and over again to her. She loved Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Okay, and I read that thing over and over and over again to her. And that's the same thing that goes on with golf lessons for 5-year-olds and 7-year-olds. Is we do this over and over again. Do it again. I want to do it again. Okay, repetition. Have fun. Little targets, little successes. Mom and dad saying you're doing really, really well. Okay, and that will get kids fired up about playing golf. I'm not a huge fan of just starting kids out in big group golf lessons. When you are learning something new, you need lots of personal one-on-one attention. Okay, once you've had that attention, okay, and you've learned a little bit, and then you can start to become a little bit of a self-learner, which is what happens in group settings. As you move on in your education career, whether it's golf, whether it's your school, your classes get bigger. When you get into college,
I never thought golf could be more boring until I listened to this guy talk about
golf. You're
golf.
expected to be a self-learner, and that's kind of what happens in golf, all right? The more experiences you get, the more you learn from those experiences. Golf is an incredibly complex game when it's played at its highest levels. There are all kinds of decisions, all kinds of variables that you are now aware of that you weren't aware of when you were 5 years old. Okay? So when you get older, okay, you start to think about more and more things, and you realize that nobody's ever done exactly what I'm about to do before, ever. Never. This shot that I'm about to hit has never been played before, ever. That's very daunting. Okay? Everything that you've learned throughout the course of your life, and you're going to apply it to just one specific point in time. And when it does, boy, is it cool.
And you can practice and you can hope and everything else, but you got to make sure that your child has a passion for what they're doing as well. And
Absolutely.
that is sport. A lot of parents just want their kids to excel at what they feel they should excel at. But I think Mark brings up a very good point. Let them have fun. And let them have that group fun, but yet pepper it with that one-on-one professional lesson.
Absolutely.
But let them just go out and have fun.
Because and the group is important because golf is a social game. Okay,
very much so.
And you need to have that sociability. You need to learn how to interact with kids and other people while you're out there. Instruction, okay, where you're building the swings and you're building the groundworks. Okay, that's always done better one-on-one. Okay, and I don't know about you, but I'm not really anxious to see lots of really young kids all put together with weapons. Okay, that's one thing I'm very proud of in my career is that so far I'm pitching a no-hitter in my junior golf career. Nobody's ever, not that I remember anyway, nobody's ever been hit hard. Okay, so that's a good thing. That was always one of my number one goals, especially early in my career, is that we'd have junior golf. We'd have 25 kids come out to the range, and we'd have about 6 or 7 of us out there teaching. And I'd come home from work, and my wife said, "How things going?" I said, "Nobody got hurt," which was really important.
Yeah. Well, you know something too, and I may have shared this with you some years ago, Mark, and that is the former leader of this company, Tom Oakley, has always told me, when you play golf, when you make that appointment, you've got to treat it as a business appointment. That was in his words. I can see others treating it as a date, as a date with fun, but yet in his mind it was a business appointment.
Yeah, which is a great thing about golf is it's different things to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, and people that are thinking of it just as fun, they'll get together. People that are very incredibly serious about it, they'll end up getting together. All right, you find your group, okay, within the game. Okay, and when you don't find your group, that's a hard thing for people that are new within the community or at a golf course or something like that. If they don't find their niche with people, they can play by themselves. They can go out and play by themselves, but it's not near as fun. Okay, Mr. Oakley was very, very competitive, Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And he was very serious about the game of golf. Obviously involved with the USGA and the whole 9 yards. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He hung out with people that liked him. Okay? That's what he wanted to do, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of different ways to play the game, and if you are a brand new golfer, okay, you need it's good to find people that you really like to play with, all right? Because when you're a brand new golfer, you can't play like somebody that's been out there a lot of times. Golf is unique in that a brand new golfer could theoretically be playing the same golf course as the number one player in the world. It's possible. That doesn't happen in tennis or basketball or football or anything like that. It doesn't happen like that, all right? But a brand new golfer could be teeing off on playing from the forward tees, and Martin Keimer could be playing behind her.
Mm.
Okay?
Yeah.
We can't expect them to both play at the same pace, okay? Or play the same kind of a game. Doesn't work that way.
So if people want to get some good golf training, what do they do? How do they get a hold of you?
They call 228-9911. That's 228-9911 for all your golf emergencies. You can check out my website, christiansengolf.com. That's what we had this morning. We had a golf emergency. Needed to have a golf lesson early in the morning because there's a match later today.
Okay. Well, early morning golf lesson, pretty.
It is pretty.
It is pretty. Yep. All right. And we welcome everyone that are participating in the Pepsi Titan Little Peoples here for the next couple of days.
Yeah, and if they need to hit golf balls before they go out to play, they can come out to the Christensen Golf Academy at 3915 South 24th Street, and we are perpetually open.
Okay.
Perpetually open, all right?
Very good. All right. Mark, always a pleasure.
Thanks,
you,
Rich.
Mark. Good to see you.
See you next week.
All right. Mark Christensen with Christensen Golf Academy, 8:53 here at News Talk Live. What's the Sports Center crew talking about? They talking San Antonio Spurs? Do you think?
Possibly.
Maybe. All right. We'll check in with them coming up next.
This is Jamie Neal, General Sales Manager, Schottenkirk Chevrolet. And Chevrolet says to find new roads, and at Schottenkirk Chevrolet, you need to find your way to us. We have great deals going on this month, starting with the great fuel-efficient Chevy Spark. You can come out and buy a brand new vehicle with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty for as low as $12,500. And if you want Silverados, we have the tri-state area's best selection of Chevy Silverados, and you can come out and see all of those. We have great rebates on those, a great selection. If you're looking for a 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, regular cab, double cab, or extended cab, we've got them all. And if you're looking for the all-new 2015 completely redesigned heavy-duty Silverado, we've got those also. You need to come out and see us at Schottenkirk Chevrolet. We're on 24th and Locust in Quincy. We have great deals going on all of our new vehicles this month. Come out and see us at 24th and Locust, Schottenkirk Chevrolet. We want to be your Chevy store.
As someone who spends more time behind the wheel than behind a desk, I was pretty stoked to learn Red Roof's introduced Red Roof Plus. All new inside and out, modern, comfortable, and smoke-free. The Plus premium rooms also include a mini fridge, microwave, snack box, and other extras. All to add some wow to your day behind the wheel. And this summer, stay 2 separate times and get a free night. Visit redroof.com for details and get the app, Red Roof and Red Roof Plus. Add some wow to your stay.
News Talk Live. Your hosts, Rich Kane and Greg Hobrecht, invite you to join in with your comments and questions with the Illinois Signal NTL text line, 440-1051. News Talk Live on News Talk 105.
5 minutes away from 9 o'clock here at News Talk Live, and as Greg would say,
if you've got to be somewhere at 9 o'clock this morning, you've got 5 minutes to get there. Thanks for joining us for News Talk Live on News Talk 105, online at WGEM.com, and on your mobile device as well. There's an app for News Talk 105, and it's good to have Rich back this morning.
It's good to be back, good to be restarted and refreshed. By the way, the International Monetary Fund is foreseeing that the U.S. economy growing at a modest 2% this year, below its previous estimate of 2.7%. Nearly identical to the growth of 2013. They're calling a brutal winter and a slowing housing recovery caused the economy to shrink during the first 3 months of this year, according to the note reported earlier this morning.
All right. Well, let's talk sports now.
Yeah, let's talk sports.
Let's check in with the guys from WGEM Sports Center on ESPN 1440. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hello.
Great to hear your guys' voice. I know that. Great to hear the voice of Rich Kane and Greg Albrecht.
It's good to be back.
Like having you back. Sports-wise for us, look at that. We met the crowned 2 champions this past week in the world of sports. On Friday night, people watched it. It's been one of the most highly watched hockey matches, hockey games, hockey series, whatever you want to call it, in prime time ever. How you like that? How you like that? The NBC Sports Net games, they were the highest watched cable hockey games ever.
Awesome.
NBC, Friday night, you saw a winner as the Kings defeated the likes of the New York Rangers. The Kings won the Stanley Cup on NBC Friday night.
Oh, was that double overtime?
It was 2 overtimes. You are right. Sudden death. That's wildness. So the first goal scorers, and it became wild ones. Last night, you had the Spurs knock off the Heat to win the NBA Finals in 5 games. I would like to pat myself on the back if I could, because Josh Houchin, the host of WGEM Sports Center, ESPN 1440, weekdays 7 to 9, predicted Spurs winning in 5 games and Kawhi Leonard as MVP, and that's exactly how it happened last night.
All right, good call.
Oh, I called it. Nailed it. Nan Ryan joined us this morning. We talked a little golf with her as Little Peoples gets underway this week. And, Brock, you've got games on the radio as well to talk about.
That little snippet there, guys, is you and your listeners experiencing what I've been doing for the last 2 hours. Yeah, right.
The last 2 hours, last 9 years.
What? Sure. I'm sorry. I don't know why.